The MSM and College Multihexa welcomes you to our MSM Agent Summit 2020 live. We are aware that the current situation of COVID-19 pandemic has not been easy for all of us. But we should not let it stop from enhancing our knowledge, improving our minds, and sharpening our skills. We shall be connecting together just like that for more sessions ahead, virtually. This session will be taken by our college president, Jaques Perron, and our teacher and student guidance, Alexander. We call him Alex. Before we start, we would like to take you through basic features of the Zoom webinar. There are multiple options in the control panel. Please note that this is a webinar and your videos and mics will be inactive during the session. Participate in the webinar by raising your hands from the raise hand option present in your control panel. Any questions related to College Multihexa, please put up in the Q&A section that appears in your control panel. For any technical questions, you can put those in the chat box. If your questions are not answered during the webinar, we will be sending an email with all the details. We will also be conducting a poll related to College Multihexa during the webinar, along with a 3D view and a video. We request you to participate for the same. Now handing over to Jaques and Alex for their quick intro, followed by the presentation of College Multihexa.
Okay, thanks, Dachita. Warm welcoming for all of you. It's really, we appreciate you take time to heard about our college in our beautiful region in Canada. I'm Jaques Perron, the CEO of College Multihexa since 1995. In June, it's going to be 25 years I run the college here. And first thing, College Multihexa is the best place to study for starting a new career in North America for young people. That's my, what we want to share to you this morning. First thing, college, we are very safe and warm, welcoming region. And you can tell their parents that we take care of their child like our children. And this is my statement. It's not just college who take care of them, the region organization from the city here to help commerce and industries and agency of each citizen who get involved of this warm welcoming process. We are a French-speaking region. That's why it's the best place to learn the French courses. And those courses are offered by the ministry, and the student can even get paid for learning French. That's a great thing for them. IT skills, it's a wonderful passport for working market here or anywhere in North America or everywhere around the world. It's IT skills are even get them free to work anywhere around. I let Alex present you this wonderful opportunity to become a member of the World of IT specialist with recognized diploma, 3-month stimulating internship and access after our program, 2 years program. We have access, to a postgraduate working permit for 3 years all around Canada. That's what Alex will go through with you to present all the details. Thank you, and can get the question at the end.
Okay, thank you very much, Jaques. Good morning from us here in Canada. Obviously, good evening to those, and good day around the world. My name is Alexander. I work here at the college. One of my roles is a teacher. My other role is actually head of the student services. This is a fairly new project for us, having international students coming to the college. So I was put in charge of organising the college to welcome those students to the college and to the region. So a very warm welcome to you all to our college. But as Jaques already mentioned, a welcome also to the beautiful region of Saguenay in the heart of Quebec, where your students will find a wonderful opportunity to experience all that Canadian life has to offer and to learn all the skills they require for a fantastic career in the field of information technology. Now, we say here where students can start strong. We really feel that this is the perfect place for students to come and begin their lives, begin their career in IT. We have a really fantastic environment here for studying. It's not a big city. We have all the advantages of the big city, but the surroundings that we have here are beautiful and peaceful. It's a really good environment for students to come and learn without all the stresses of the big city. The people are fantastic. I will tell you a little bit more about myself shortly, but I'm actually from England. I've been here 15 years and I had the most wonderful warm welcome here. And it's exactly the same sort of thing that I'm here to provide for the students, that the college are here to provide, and that the region are here to provide for the students coming here. As I say, the surroundings are absolutely spectacular. We have 3 national parks around the town. We have a mountain range. We have huge lakes. Everything that you would hope to find in Canada, you can come here and find in Saguenay. We have some fantastically experienced staff. They've been working here many years. They've got lots of experience in the IT industry as well. They're very warm and welcoming too. They're very happy to sit down one-on-one with the students and help them with any of their questions. And equally, you know, we have so many agencies in the town that are here to help the students integrate and settle into the region. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the college here, but what I'd actually like to do, we had someone come into the college and actually take a 3D video of the campus that we have here. So I'm actually going to show you that very quickly, first of all. So just hang on with me 1 second. So welcome to the college. So as you walk into the college, this is the entrance area. As you can see straight ahead of you, that's the reception of the college. Normally you will find Helen, who works there. She does a lot of the administration for the college. She is the one who handles all the LOA letters that come in. So, you know, your students will certainly be dealing with her to get the letters of acceptation. So I'll walk you in a little way into the college. Hang on 1 second. This is actually one of the classrooms as you come in. Now, it's nice just to show you one of the classrooms that we have here. It gives you a little idea as to the size of the classrooms that we have here. One of the great things about the college is it's not a big university. So, oh, hang on a minute. It's not a big university. You know, the nice, comfortable classroom sizes, so the students are close with their teachers. You know, the teachers are on hand to answer all their questions. And, you know, and obviously we kit everyone out with all the equipment that they need to work and to learn the IT skills they need. So, take you back into the college here. Hang on a second. Okay, so as I say, this is where Helen will be working. This is the kind of administration area of the college. On the left-hand side here, this is actually my office that I'm sitting in right now. And then on the right-hand side over here, this door here is actually Jaques' office, where he's on it. And this is Hugo, who's the director of the college as well. Again, he handles a lot of the incoming requests from the students. So moving on a little bit further, and I will take you inside. This is actually the teacher's office just in here. So, you know, this is great because, as I say, anytime students need to come along and speak to us, if they have any questions, they need any help with any of their work, they're very welcome just to pop their head in the door and come and sit down with us. This is actually our computer network here as well. So, you know, we bring the students in, we show them the network here, we familiarize them with the network here. This is obviously exactly the sort of network, and obviously much bigger, that they'll be working with, hopefully, when they get into the industry after their courses here. So heading further into the college here, this is where most of the main classrooms are found. So we go past a couple of them, and just here on the right hand side is another one of the classrooms. Now, most of them are kitted out with computers. This particular one we actually tend to use for some laboratory work. So we might take some computers in there, actually take them to pieces physically, learn all about the components of the computers. And then on the left-hand side, just here, I'll get in the door, there we go, this is our laboratory. So in here is a great environment, you know, there's all sorts of old and new computers in there. The students can come in, as I say, take everything to pieces, learn about all the components of the computer. And equally, those doing the network manager course will spend a lot of their time in here at the end of their 2-year program doing their final project. So they will literally put together a working network for the final part of their course. So going back out into the college. Again, classrooms on the right-hand side. In here, as you can see, another classroom, all kitted out with computers. Slightly larger than the one we saw earlier, but again, a nice, comfortable class size for the students. This is the locker room area, and then down to the other end of the college, we have the lunch area where the students can come and take a break, have a coffee, have a relax, and then get back to their courses. So that is the 3D tour we have of the college, which was fantastic, really interesting to look at. Obviously, on this particular slide, the image at the top is the campus building. Now you can see the beautiful surroundings that we have around the college. It's a very suburban area around the college, so this is all basically housing. Actually, a lot of the students might find that they find their kind of student accommodation in this kind of location around the college. They're nice and close, they can be in walking distance. Within this building, we share it with, the main company is CGI. Now, CGI, as you may well know, is one of the biggest IT companies in the world, and was actually born in the region. And this is one of their head offices in the world here. There's nearly, with the expansion that's coming up, there's nearly 1,000 employees working for CGI, and we actually have a partnership with them. So when our students finish their courses, they have a very good opportunity to go and do their internship with CGI. There are equally 10 or 12 other smaller IT companies working in this building. So as I say, lots of great opportunities and partners that work with us on the campus of the college. We're very proud of the reputation that we've built. As I say, it's been, the company Multihexa was actually established in 1986. The collegial department was established, as Jaques mentioned, in 1995. So we've been going a long time. We're very proud of the reputation of the qualified students that we are sending out into the world. We've trained over 5,000 students across Quebec, and about 1,200 students have come out of the college here in Saguenay. And as I say, we work very closely with all the employees in town. Because of the reputation we have for our students, they always come knocking on the door looking for students to come and work with them and do their internship. Now, moving on to the value proposition of the college, what we would like to offer you and to your students is, first of all, the hands-on training from some of the best teachers in the world of IT. We have some teachers who've been working here as long as 25 years, a couple of others around 10 years. Lots and lots of experience, as much as a teacher, as much as in the industry of IT. For example, Danny, who's one of our newer teachers here, who will be teaching English. He has almost 20 years of experience in the IT industry, and he actually did his course here over 20 years ago as well. So he's very familiar with the college. The small class sizes, as I've already mentioned, you've had a look at them. It's something that we think is great for the students, as opposed to a university where you can be kind of 200 people in a room at the same time with a teacher. We like to keep it to a smaller number of students. That way they have a much better one-on-one experience with their teachers. They're able to communicate better with their teachers and actually develop a relationship with them. It's really fun because lots of students actually come back and visit us. They come back and tell us about the experience that they're having. So it's a really good focused teaching that the students get here. Very important point, we are completely backed by the Ministry of Quebec. As you can see, our designated learning institute license on the screen. That's obviously something very important. All of the courses that we put together, they go through the Ministry of Quebec, so they're fully approved. This is important for us, our reputation, and this is equally important for the industries afterwards that we send our students to. Now, one of the big points that Jaques obviously mentioned is we are a French-speaking region here. So again, you know, I came here. This was definitely one of my bigger challenges is to learn French, and the opportunity to do that here in the region is absolutely fantastic. The courses are offered by the ministry. They're offered free of charge. And you can actually earn a small allocation of money for doing those courses. So in a sense, you're being paid to learn, which I think makes it an even better incentive to go out and learn the French. And it will obviously be a great advantage to have that second language. Living in Canada, we have 2 official languages. So to be able to learn that one plus English, you can go and work absolutely anywhere in Canada. Talk a little bit now and a bit further on as well about the low cost of living here. Something that's great here in Saguenay, as opposed to living in a big city, is this fact: accommodation, your general living expenses are a lot less than living in the big cities. We have great transportation system as well, and again, it's very easy to walk most places, so it's very easy to get around the town. Obviously, the really fantastic point about our course, 2-year course, will actually give you access to this 3-year working permit afterwards. Now, the students will often find they will go and do the 3-month internship at the end with the college, and very often the companies will offer them a full-time job afterwards. So they've got a great opportunity to keep working in Canada for many years. And who knows, hopefully some of them will decide they love it so much that they're going to stay. We'd absolutely love some more people to stay in Saguenay with us here. So another point at the end here, the online programs. Now, this is something we're looking at. We're still in development stage a little bit because of everything that's been going on, the situation that's going on around the world at the moment, which obviously we're all aware of. We're working very hard to get some online programs up and running as quickly as possible. We were obviously hoping to have an intake in May at the college, but that's probably not going to happen. So we're very much hoping we can get some students started online in India or wherever they are in the world. They can actually get their course started before they touch down on the soil of Canada. That will be a really big advantage for us. So we can talk about that a little bit later on. Now, talking a little bit further about the college, I'd actually just like to talk a little bit about myself. Don't worry, not too much. Just to introduce the fact that one of the great advantages that I have here and that I can offer to the students is my experience as an immigrant myself here. I came to the Saguenay region nearly 16 years ago now. And the welcome I had here was absolutely fantastic. It really was. The people have been great. They've been very understanding. They've been very helpful. You know, the language was definitely a challenge at first, but this is really the absolutely best place to be to learn the French. You know, you'll pick it up very quickly from the people around. The students don't have to worry initially. They can obviously come to me and talk to me in English, and I will guide them a little bit with some initial French, and then obviously they will have the official French courses to learn further. I studied here at the college 6 years ago, had a great experience, really enjoyed it. The teachers were great, the information I received was fantastic. When I went forward to work in industry, I had all the skills I needed to go forward and start my career. My role, as much as of a teacher, as I say, is student services. So I'd like you to know, I'd like the students and their parents to know that there is someone dedicated here for those students. I've spent a lot of time this year preparing for the welcome for our first intake of international students. And I do my absolute best to look after all of their needs. And that is what I'm here for every day. They have any questions, any problems, anything they need help with, they can come to me, and, you know, we will either put them in touch with the people that can help, or, you know, I will take care of them myself. So that's something that, you know, I hope you can put towards the students and their parents, that they've got someone here, and all of the rest of the team as well. We're all here to take care of them. And I myself actually worked for 2 years for CGI, so I've got some contacts there. We have very good relationships with them too. Now, as I mentioned, the college itself is a fully recognized IT college. We are actually backed and certified a college to train for Cisco and Microsoft training. These are obviously two of the major players in the IT industry. We have a Pearson VUE testing center on place. Now, this is actually something that you find around the world, and they offer all types of certification for students. They can come and do any kind of certification they want to here on the campus for Microsoft, for VMware, for all the different technologies out there. So this is another advantage we have. We're very close with a lot of the IT industries in the town. As I say, we have a fantastic teaching staff here. And the other thing we do offer to the students is not just the IT skills they need, but the professional skills they need too. So it's obviously important for anyone, for a young person, to understand how to work with a team, how to work with their colleagues. And obviously a very key thing is customer service. So we try and teach them those skills as well. So when they go out into the world, they're ready for all these challenges. Now, life in Sagney. As we mentioned, we're not just talking to you today about our college, we're talking to you about our beautiful region. As I say, for me personally, I think this is the ideal place for a student to come and learn. They have a beautiful environment around them. It's peaceful, it's calm. It's a great place to be able to sit down, do your studies. You've got some amazing surroundings. You just have to look out the window. You can see the mountain range in the distance. We have lakes. We have the beautiful Sagney River, which runs through the heart of Chicoutimi. And we have all the services, as I said, of a big city, all the shops, all the activities. We have a huge cultural side to Sagney. Art festivals, music festivals, film festivals, very, very popular. There's all sorts of activities going on all year round. And there's so much to do for those who enjoy the outdoors. Obviously, we have a pretty tough winter here in Canada. I'm not going to lie, but it's part of the Canadian experience. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see the shot in the top corner of the slide. Lots and lots of snow, and that leads to lots and lots of activities, skiing and snowboarding and ice fishing. And in the summer, you can go cycling, there's beaches, there's kayaking, there's whale watching, there's an incredible amount of activities here to do. So there's something for everybody. So I really think it's a great place to come. Now, what I'm going to actually do, we have the tourist board who produced us a fantastic video. It gives you just some beautiful images of the region. So I'll just show you that to you very quickly now. Okay, so as you can see with that beautiful video, I think one of the words that comes out is majestic. You can see the amazing scenery we have, the mountains and the forests and the river. You know, it really is fantastic Canadian life here. As I mentioned, quality of life here is extremely high. It really, really is. It's, you know, it's a city with everything you need in terms of a city, but with such a peaceful way of life. There's not traffic all day long. There's so many green areas and places to go and visit. It really is a fantastic place to live. The important factors for the students, obviously things like accommodation. Now, we have an agency on hand who are brilliant. They're really helpful in finding exactly the accommodation required by the students. We're looking at around $375 to $400 a month. The great thing about this price is for the students, this will include everything they need. So as soon as they touch down here, we will pick them up, take them to their accommodation. They will have a furnished room, they will have heating and electricity costs covered, and they will have the internet included in this price. Obviously, the internet is a huge factor, as much as for working with the college, as much for keeping in touch with the family back home. After that, some of the major costs that they're looking at, just to give you an idea, everyone needs a cell phone these days. You're probably looking at about $50 a month for a cell phone plan. Medical insurance is a very key one. We have a plan with the college here, which is about, again, it's about nearly $60 a month. We have a student rate for the bus pass here, so they can take the buses. That's about $50 a month. And then you're looking around probably about $250 a month for groceries. So those, if you like, are the 5 key costs that they will have. And then the rest is obviously leisure. That depends on each individual. As mentioned, the transport system is really excellent around here. You know, you can get through all around the town and to the other 2 towns that are close by. There are buses that run to Quebec City as well. And obviously, as I say, you can walk most places. Some of the students we have here already, they tend to walk to the college quite a lot when the weather's good. So, as I say, beautiful life here in Sangam. Now, to tell you a bit more about the programs we offer. So, as we've mentioned, we only do one thing and we do it so well, and that's IT. We don't have any other courses. It's really all down to the IT that we offer. 2 different programs that give all the skills that the student will need to go out into the world of IT afterwards. I say 35 years of teaching experience total for Multihexa. We're very proud of the skills that we offer to our students. Once again, you can see our partnership here that we have with CGI. As I say, huge IT firm. They always come knocking on our door when it's time to take on some students for their internship. And as I say, we're very, very close, not only to all the IT businesses in town. We actually have Ubisoft with an office here now, many other IT companies, but we also have a lot of major industries here, like Rio Tinto, which is an aluminium company, probably the biggest one in the world. We have forestry industry, we have hydroelectricity, and we're very close with all of these, so there's lots of opportunities for the students. Talk to you a bit about our 2 programs. Now, first of all, I will say one thing. We offer 2 different branches of IT, but first of all, when the students actually come here, they all learn the same basic skills to start off with for the first couple of sessions, and then after that, they branch out into their specialist chosen subject. The first one of these is a programmer analyst. This is the ideal course for those who like to do computer programming. So obviously, those who like to sit down, create code, create websites. Obviously, these days, one of the biggest industries is the mobile applications. So they will get the opportunity to learn the skills and the computer languages that they need and the type of structure they need to put together these kind of applications and programs. The second one of these courses, this is the course that I actually did 6 years ago, is the Network Manager course. This is fantastic for those of us who like to be running a computer network. Now, obviously, businesses these days, all of us, let's be honest, we're completely dependent on our computers working. Even if we're just sitting at home and the internet goes down, you know, it's a problem. That's what's fun about this job. It's a pressure job. You have to keep everything up and running smoothly. Keep absolutely everything secure way through. Building servers, installing applications, running the email servers, and there's a huge number of opportunities with this role. Even being an IT technician who goes out on the road and fixes computers and puts things together. Another great opportunity. So that's the Network Manager course. Just to give you a little idea of the weekly schedule for students, they would have about 3 days roughly a week of teaching at the college. We will then be offering them also the French courses where they might do 2 or 3, not full days, but kind of days of French. Each day that they do gives them an allocation of $15. So the 3 days that they would do in French, they would actually earn themselves $45 as well, which is a great advantage. And the other fantastic thing that we do as much as possible is hands-on work in the classes. So yes, there is some theory that we offer to the students, but a lot of the time we sit down and we literally practically do laboratories and we do computer programming and we put computers together, and it's really interactive, the courses as well. This slide just gives you a quick idea of some of the languages. These are obviously some of the current languages in computer programming that we offer to the students that they will learn, some of the tools that they will learn as well. Equally, on the Network Manager side, you have Linux that we teach, obviously Windows Server, we have VMware, we have Cisco, so all of the major players in the IT field, they will learn these skills with us here. talk to you a little bit about local employment opportunities. I think it's important for you to know that, you know, yes, it's not a big city, but we have an incredible industry here in the region. As much as I mentioned, as companies like CGI, Ubisoft is a big one for the IT, but as much as the other industries like Rio Tinto for aluminium, Hydro-Quebec, which is hydroelectricity. We actually have 3 hydroelectric dams here providing electricity all across Canada. So, you know, they have a huge IT network. The forestry industry, Bell, who is a very big mobile network here in Canada. And lots of these companies have investment planned in the next few years, so there'll be lots and lots of new jobs available for students. Talk to you a little bit about the future for the Multihexa graduates. So we're very proud of our placement rate, which is over 85% for the students who come out. As I say, they all go on to do the internship, and most of the time, these companies will offer them a job afterwards, so that the opportunities are fantastic for them. What we tend to say is you get your diploma, and there's a career waiting for you and a fantastic future in IT. One advantage that the government here offer as well, if you continue to work in the region after your courses, you can actually be credited a lot of the money and a lot of your student tuition fees. So that's another great advantage. We're at the center of the economy here in Saguenay, and we're actually the kind of entryway into northern part of Quebec as well. So we're really, really well located. We're not far from Quebec City or Montreal either. The training, as I've already mentioned, the class sizes, the focus training that we offer, the teachers who are so approachable, it's a really good environment to come and to learn. And as I've mentioned, we're fully recognized by some of the major players in the IT industry, including Microsoft and Cisco. Now, obviously, for us, as I've already mentioned, this is a fairly new program for us, the international students. We've been working very hard since last year, and we've been in touch with many of the agencies in town, and we were very, very surprised to find how many agencies there are ready and waiting to help out people who are coming to the region as an immigrant. Not just as a student, foreign workers who are coming in, or people who are just coming to live. There's a fantastic energy in the town. There's so many people available for all types of questions. I've had a great time meeting so many people and making partnerships with them. And you know, once the students get here, whatever their need is, I'm obviously here at the college, but equally there are so many other people standing by if they have questions about immigration, if they have any other kind of needs, there's people available for that. We even have agencies who will sit them down, help them write their resume, help them find work, whether it's part-time or whether it's full-time after the course. And we even have people who will happily sit them down and you know, we'll take them to the grocery and go through the grocery shop for the first time. And all of these kind of things, that, you know, learning the different aspects of Canadian. Just to let you know, the photos you see there, the photo on the left-hand side is it's myself driving the car with the sunglasses on. And in the back of the car are 6 of our international students. I actually took them up to Quebec City for the day. So that was a little road trip that we took. On the right-hand side, you can see the students again standing in Chicoutimi. That's kind of in the heart of the town here, surrounded by snow. Obviously, snow is a big factor here. Thankfully, we're coming to the end of the winter at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I think they've enjoyed experiencing some Canadian snow. And, you know, as the slide explains, we're very close to nature. We have a very vibrant cultural city and generally a very, very vibrant town here. The cost of living is fantastic. And as I say, everything is here that the student needs. You know, you don't need to be in a big city. We have all the shops and the restaurants and the entertainment and the activities that you would require. Just talking a little bit about where we are. As I say, we're located 55 minutes by airplane to Montreal. Important factor for this, which I'm just going to drop in here quickly, is when students are thinking of coming to Saguenay, do book your flight all the way through to the airport that we do have here in Saguenay. It does save them a lot less hassle because we can pick them up at our airport here in Saguenay. We're 2 hours drive away from Quebec City, which is a beautiful city. It's the capital of the province of Quebec. You know, the bus services run there all the time. So that's another great place to go and visit. And as I mentioned before, personally, if you really want to experience Canadian life as it should be, come here. It really is, you know, it's 100% an immersion in Canadian life. You know, if you want to get a tent and go and pitch it somewhere and make a fire and experience that kind of Canadian life, then it's really the best place to be for that. And obviously, you've got this fantastic opportunity to learn another language, you know, to learn French, and it's the best place to be for that as well. The housing cost, as we've already mentioned, for the accommodation, you know, very reasonable, and some of the other costs we've already gone through. Transportation, like I say, the bus services are very efficient and they run all the time, all over town. They equally cover the other 2 towns that make up the Saguenay region, so you know you can get about very easily here. You know, great place for students, as I say, to come and work and not, you know, accumulate too much debt by spending and spending and spending, which can happen in cities. And as I mentioned, we're working very hard at the moment on our online courses, which is something, you know, fingers crossed will be up and running very quickly, and we'll be able to start offering those programs online with the borders that are closed at the moment. At least the students will be able to get started, and once they get here, the courses are already underway. Just a quick mention again about the team here. As I say, we're a very proud team here, and we're a very welcoming team here. Obviously, myself as head of the student services, but equally Jaques and Hugo and all of the other teachers. We really want to take the student as soon as they touch down in Canada, you know, put an arm around their shoulder and make them feel at home. We have agencies working with us for the accommodation, so if they have any problems when they're in their apartment, we have people who are there to answer the call straight away and deal with those issues. And we're here to take them around the town to get them all that they need, whether it's to deal with opening bank accounts or getting any kind of access that they need in the town, any help they need, we are here for that. And we will take them right through their 2-year course. We will help them all the way through, help them find a company to do their internship, and obviously help them, you know, through the graduation. And we look forward to seeing them once they stay here in the region and keep working. So, you know, they get all the skills they need, they'll learn the language, and I think that it's just a fantastic opportunity and a fantastic career awaiting them here. Okay, now it's time for the poll. So I think Jaques will probably handle just you're going to get the questions. So I will keep talking a little bit and look at some of the results coming in. So hopefully with the first question here, you probably you should have a hint as to what the answer is for the first question. You know, as I've mentioned, we have a fantastic cultural side to the region. Yeah, good. So far the answers look good for the first question. But no, we're very proud. We have a huge theatre performance which offers the history of the region, which happens every summer. We actually have cruise ships now that come into the region as well, and they offer this in English to them. You know, music festivals, one of the biggest wine festivals in Canada, film festival. So there's lots and lots going on all the time. So we're very proud of the cultural side of the region here. Okay, so a lot of you think maybe we should add more programs. Possibly something that's going to happen in the future, maybe some kind of administration programs that might be available. It's something that we are looking at. As I say, we've always tended to lean towards let's specialize in one thing, and that's IT. Obviously the career of the future. So you know, personally, I think the opportunities here, you know, the ideal thing is that our teachers are completely specialized in one thing, and that is IT. But we will certainly be looking at that. Now, yeah, obviously, of course, with the pandemic going on at the moment, it's been a very difficult situation. It obviously has affected us a little bit with our new international student project. You know, frustrating, but we're very positive, and we're working very hard as much to get the students up and running online, and equally, hopefully, fingers crossed, to have a really good intake here on the campus in September. Yeah, I mean, I think the answer to the internship question is definitely an obvious one. It's such a great opportunity. It's 3 months as well, so you know, it's not just a couple of weeks. It's a proper immersion into a company. So you're going to learn all the aspects, as much of working with a team, and obviously applying all the skills that you've learned in the college. Yeah, and hopefully the last question you got the answer right. Most of you are getting the answer right for that one. So. One thing I would say, actually, while you're finishing doing the polling, is The region is, you know, in a sense, a lot of the people working some of the big industries, it's in a sense an aging region. And what we really need is we need young people to come in and take over some of the jobs that are here. There are going to be so many jobs opening up in the next few years because people are going to be retiring, you know, from some of the big companies like Rio Tinto, as I've mentioned before, CGI. So there really are going to be a huge number of opportunities here to come and work. And yes, of course, once the students finish, they can head off wherever they feel like. But, you know, if you want to come and live in a great place, I mean, even housing costs, if you're looking to buy a house eventually, it's such a great place to be and such a great environment. You know, I have a family here now, and it's such a great place to bring up a family as well. You know, really safe and secure region as well. So. All right, so as I say, look like the poll results. Well, as I say, most of you look to have the right answer for the first question, which is good. As I say, in 2010, we were very proud to be, you know, designated the cultural capital of Canada. A very big honor for a small region like this. As I say, should we add more programs? That's something I will discuss a little bit with Jaques, and we will maybe give you more information. Yes, obviously being affected by everything that's going on at the moment. It is a tough situation, but we're working hard to provide the solutions that we can for the students. Again, as I said, number 4 was obvious. It definitely is such an advantage, the internship they will do here. And okay, half of you got the last one right. So yeah, we've over 5,000 students. We're very proud of our number of over 5,000 here in Quebec. Thank you very much. That's the presentation of the college. Thank you very much for listening and taking part in that. This is over now to the question section. So I'm going to hand this over to my colleague here, Jaques.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you, Jaques. So I hope that all our education agents, you must have got a lot of information after this session. Now we are going to our Q&A section. So I'm already seeing many questions over here. So we'll start one by one. So Alex, the first question is there any placement support after the completion of the program?
Sorry, Jaques, is there any placements?
Placement support. Is there any, you know, will we be helping the students to get their jobs?
Well, certainly, yeah. I mean, obviously the internship, you know, we assist them fully throughout that process, and we go and visit them during their time at the internship. Once they come to an end, you know, as I say, most of the companies tend to offer jobs to their students anyway at the end. And yes, obviously, if they need support finding work, and we have so many contacts, we have so many partnerships that, of course, we'll be there to help them as well at the end, definitely.
Okay. The second question says that, could you please explain about the 83% of cost of training credited? So that's a very technical question. On the training that it's, you know, it was there, one line at the slide.
Yeah. I can answer it.
You want to go now?
Yes, okay. It's just for Canadian citizen, because it's a subsidy that government give back to, we are not a subsidy college, but our students who are already a Canadian citizen can have credit back from the government to help them to pay the tuition fee at almost 85% of the cost of the. If I'm not clear, maybe you can, Alex can go through this.
Well, yeah, so I mean, actually, just as a permanent resident, which I was at the time, that I was eligible for this. So yeah, it's something the government, as I say, you have to stay in the region for a certain number of years. And yes, the government, you know, do provide a certain subsidy to the students for the tuition fee.
Okay, so the second question comes, if we can explain more about the French courses that will be going to happen. And yeah, Alex, over to you.
Okay, absolutely. Well, you know, as I mentioned before, everybody, yes, this is one of the extra challenges that the students do have coming to the region. You know, you can go to Toronto, you can even go to Montreal, and it's kind of 50-50 French-English. But here it is a much more French-speaking region. This, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely to the advantage of the student. It's the best place to be to learn. Now, initially, as I say, I'm here if they need to speak some English. even Jaques, as you can see, speaks some English. He's practicing with me, so he's getting better each day. And initially, when the students come in their orientation week, I will give them some, kind of sit them down for a couple of afternoons, give them some basic French lessons. Then the official ministry course will take over. Now we have already have a partnership with the college that offers these French courses. They will actually bring a French teacher to the campus here, and a couple of evenings a week and one day a week, the students will sit down and they will learn the French. A really fun French course. It's an interactive course. It's done on a nice friendly basis. It's adaptable to all levels of French. So, if you already have a little bit of French, great, that's perfect. If you don't have any at all, don't worry. These courses will take you from the very start and help you learn the basic skills that you need. And the great thing after that is, because you're in a French-speaking region, your integration will help you to learn the language. Your part-time job that you'll be able to do during your studies, and obviously the internship as well, is going to help you develop these French skills. And what these French courses will do will take you to exactly the government required level that you need if you would then like to apply to be a permanent resident here in Quebec. So, and as I mentioned, the third thing is, because we're gonna set out the French courses over 3 different sessions on 3 different days, this will give you an allocation of $45 a week for each student. So, it's not a huge sum of money, but it's great to have a little bit of extra money, and you're being paid to learn. So it's a good advantage. I can't hear you, Jaques.
Yeah. Next question. Okay. Your programs have 4 semesters, and hope 4th is a co-op one. So we do have internships for 3 months. So over to you, Alex, to explain more about it.
So what was the first part of the question, Jaques?
Yeah, so it's basically asking for the internship.
Okay.
That we provide.
Yeah. So as I say, once you come towards the end of the course, you have your final project. At this particular time, we start arranging with companies in the region, IT companies. We start arranging for interviews with the students. We actually give them some practice interviews as well here at the college. So, they know how to sit down in front of someone and go through an interview. Equally, we will have helped them to put together a resume, which will include the skills that they've learned here in the college. And then, as I say, CGI is a huge one for us. They come knocking on the door. We need people to come and work with us, and lots of other companies that we have very good relationships with here in town. And then the student will go there. They will do 3 months working full time with the company, and we go along regularly. The teachers go along regularly, and they sit down with the students and with the employers as well, and find out how everything's going, and obviously give feedback to the students for that. So it's a great opportunity to apply the skills they've learned.
Yeah. So the next question says, how many days classes are there? So if we can explain a bit about our class schedule.
Yep, certainly. So obviously with the 2-year program, because we do also have a 1-year program, which is an intensive, full-time program, but for the 2-year international student program, as I say, it's about 3 days a week. So example, they might do 2 full days, starting at 8:30 in the morning. We go to 11:30, we take a lunch break, we come back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we tend to finish around 4:30 in the afternoon. So they might do 2 full days like that, and then possibly either another full day or a half a day with that. So maybe a morning or an afternoon. And then the rest of the week, as I say, they will have the French courses, maybe 2 evenings and 1 kind of full day. And then the rest of that, they have the opportunity to work 20 hours a week with their study visa. And then hopefully that'll leave them some time to enjoy the region and go and explore.
Okay. So a little bit about the tuition fees, like what is our current tuition fees that we do accept?
Okay, so the kind of the cost of the courses?
Yeah.
All right, Jaques, as you might be the better informed on where we are.
For the next internship, I think for session, by session, we talk about $3,000 by session, 4
session,
years. That's almost $24,000. But
Yeah. So I can take this over, Jaques. Our current fee structure says $13,800
First
for
year, I think.
our program, but I think that we are going to start our online programs, and we will be going to give some grants to have more information on that. Stay tuned. We will be informing everyone about it. Yeah, that's for now.
okay.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, I believe that we have answered the tuition fee details, question that everyone is asking. So the second question comes is, so Alex, they want to ask us that does our program falls under AEC, DEC, DEP, or ASP? I know that we have AEC programs, so if you can elaborate more about our programs, then yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make sure. I mean, I might not. There obviously are a lot of different type of programs. I mean, we're AEC, that's right, isn't it, Jaques?
Yes.
Yeah. So, attestation de collégiale. So, yeah, that's what it falls under. There are other types of programs which aren't so quite so specialist. So obviously you had to take some other courses alongside them, but ours is basically either a 1 or 2 year AEC program, which obviously gives you this access to the work permit afterwards.
Okay, so the next question says that, if we can explain everything about the AEC programmer analyst and the network manager and the internship that we are providing. So it is more clear because we just have 2 programs. So I think that they are facing few doubts in that.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, for the programs, as I say, when the student starts here, we put everyone together in the same group. So everyone starts off with some common courses that everyone does together. So all the students will learn some very basic programming skills. All of the students will learn some general IT skills, the professional side that I talked about earlier, how to work, how to handle yourself in a work environment, customer service, the different components of computers, some maths as well. That's kind of the common courses that everyone does for the first 2 sessions. Then at that point, whatever you've chosen as your specialist subject, either the programmer or the network manager, then you will carry on for the rest of your kind of year and a half that's left doing that specialist course. So say the programmer side really is, computer languages, programming, web design, mobile design. The network manager side is more running, business networks basically. And then obviously both of them have a final project at the end of the course, and then everyone goes on to do their internship after that.
Okay.
I hope that.
The next question is about the student services that we provide, anything which is related to the part-time job or any other service that we provide.
Well, as I mentioned, this is, when I initially started here, I mean, I was kind of here as a teacher, and I kind of said to Jaques, well, do you want a hand kind of organizing for the students to arrive? And I think, honestly, we've learned so much in the last few months, because I don't think initially we realized just how much there was to kind of prepare for the arrival of the students. So we've been in touch with so many people, the town council and the immigration services, and we've realized that there's so many people available in the town ready to help out with all aspects of life. It's difficult for a young person. It might be the first time they've traveled abroad. They're obviously leaving their home and their family and the environment that they're used to. They're coming to another country, another culture, another language. So there's a lot to think about, but we've learned so much in the last few months, and with the first students that we've got here, we've learned all the things that need to be known. And as I say, we are literally here to pick them up at the moment they arrive at the airport, take them to their accommodation. We have an agency that handles all of those aspects for us, help them find jobs. We've got lots of contact with all the industries and the commercial industries in town to help find work, make them a resume. And just some of the simpler things that they need to learn, going to the grocery shop for the first time, taking the bus for the first time, all of these aspects we're here to help with. So, opening a bank account, all those kind of aspects. So we're really well set up to help them with everything they need.
The next question which is coming along is that during this COVID-19, like the current situation, are we giving any conditional offer letters on the basis of IELTS, because students are not able to appear for IELTS exam. So just to start with the answer, yes, we will be giving you the conditional offer letters. So Alex, would you like to add more on this?
Well, I will try to. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if people, we're still processing anything, you know, any letters of acceptation, anything like that. When we, in a sense, we're still processing all the demands that we get. One of our big questions at the moment, which we haven't actually had an answer from yet, is whether the ministry here, who handle the kind of study permits, are still working in a sense to treat these demands. Obviously, with the situation, a lot of even the government agencies are kind of not working at the moment. So this is kind of something, I mean, on our side in the college, we're still treating all the requests that are coming in. It's obviously not completely clear as to when the students are going to start. I mean, either they're going to come here in September or they can start online a little bit earlier, but they do need to obviously have their study permit accepted for that. So the best thing I can say to Jaques is, as soon as I get the answer from immigration for that question, I will send it to you. It's just very unclear, the whole situation at the moment. So
yeah, but certainly we will be providing the conditional offer letters. That is something that we can definitely, we will support
yeah.
this. We will support all of you and your students to the best as we can. And as we discussed, we are planning to launch our online programs. We will be coming up with the online programs. Stay tuned with us to know more about the online programs. We'll definitely be getting in touch with you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So Alex, I think that we're approaching towards the end of this, and we have answered most of the questions related to the student services, the programs, the requirements, and yeah, French courses. So would you like to add anything in the end?
Well, actually, I don't know if it's worth making the same point we made yesterday about the banks. Do you think it's worth?
Yeah, so that question was not popped up today, but yeah, we can definitely talk about the GIC banks.
Okay, well, so everybody, this was a question that popped up yesterday, and I was very pleased that it did. Obviously, when you're speaking with your students, one of the first steps is obviously opening up their GIC account. Now, obviously, there are many banks offering GIC services to students. What we have found here, certainly with the students that we have already here with us, is be very careful which bank they take to open their GIC account up with. Now, the reason I say this is I'm going to use the example of ICICI Bank, which is obviously a bank which is in India, which is obviously, I think, quite a common bank in India, but unfortunately isn't a very common bank in Canada. Certainly not in Quebec. I mean, there is literally not one branch of this bank in Quebec. Now, the problem this has caused is some students have arrived here with their money in an ICICI bank account, but they haven't been able to access it. They haven't been able to get their debit card because we can't physically go to the branch to sort these things out. What I recommend is, if you're speaking to your students about opening up their GIC account, please recommend to them banks that are commonplace in Canada. It will just be very easy then for when the student arrives here to go to the bank, open up their account and have access to their money, because obviously this money they have is really important to them, especially when they first get here. This is their funds that they have to survive, you know, the first couple of months before they find themselves in part-time work. So what I recommend is banks, for example, a great one is HSBC. This is a bank found around the world. CIBC is another bank. I've personally done research on these banks. They offer very good GIC accounts. They offer very good student accounts after that. So I think the banking factor is an important one to recommend to students, you know, and I definitely wouldn't recommend, definitely not coming to Quebec. I definitely would not recommend ICICI Bank. I'm not saying it's not a good bank. It's just, it's not present here in Quebec. So it makes life a bit difficult to get hold of the money. The other point, actually, if I can just take the 2 minutes, I mentioned it earlier, is do please encourage your students when they book their flights to come here. So because hopefully lots of them will be coming to see us here. Do encourage them to book their flight all the way through to Bagotville Airport, which is our local airport here in Saguenay. Now, again, this just makes life easier for everybody. It means we can go and pick them all up at the airport, because it is a 10-hour round trip to Montreal to go and get them. Want to be the ones that are greeting them and picking them up. I recommend booking the flights as a bundle. Again, I've researched it a little bit. If you take the Saguenay flight included in your main flights, it does actually work out more cost effective than buying the Saguenay flight separately. So again, this is an important information to recommend to students.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. So we come to an end of our session today. So yes, over to Jaques and Alex.
Okay, well, I just want to thanks all of you to take time with us this morning for us, evening for you. Just want to say that the student, if you have any student for May or June intakes who are unable to travel to Canada, like it's now, but they have study permit, they can join our online courses and be able to be eligible to apply for the postgraduate permit and start either if they start this our program online here in their country. That's if I'm not clear, maybe Alex can confirm it.
Yeah, so well, I mean, again, just as we mentioned, they are now putting in place a situation because of the worldwide situation where the students will, as long as they have their study permit, will be able to come out, start these online courses wherever they are in the world. And you know, the other great factor about this is even if they have to do a couple of months in India, this will not affect their working permit afterwards. So it's actually a great thing. So they'll be able to start online from their homes. When the situation changes and they can fly to Canada, great. They can obviously come and join us here, but they will at least be able to get the course started straight away, and it won't affect the work permit afterwards.
That's
You want to
great.
say a conclusion, Joe?
I thank you of all and of all of you, and we can confirm that we will take care of each international student you will send to us.
Thank you, Jaques. And yeah, I'd like to say, thank you everyone for listening. As I say, from my experiences here as an immigrant and as a student here at the college, it's a wonderful place to be. It's a great place to learn, and it's an absolutely beautiful place to live. So we hope to see lots of students here within the next few months.
Okay. I hope you all enjoyed our exclusive webinar of College Multihexa. Thank you, Jaques. Thank you, Alex, once again. We hope this session was informative and you took some learning from the session. Thanking all our education agents for participating with us in this exclusive MSM Live e-Summit of College Multihexa. In case you have missed anything, we will be sending you all the details post this session on your emails. Till then, take care and stay safe.